Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new F1 22 video where today we hear of course the Canadian Grand Prix this weekend, so we're going to be jumping in with one of our classic last question mark challenges. Now of course, often where we head to a track where there is a home driver, I tend to like to race as them. Now Canada, I'll be honest, does not have a particularly brilliant track record in Formula 1 currently. Sir Lancelot and Nicholas Latifi. It's not a great combination. So today, our goal is to try and end Latifi's bad run so far in 2022. And at the very least, get him running in the points at least for a lap. And fingers crossed, try to score some championship points this weekend there. But yeah, let's head down to the track then, ready for the Canadian Grand Prix. Right, well, here we are then on the grid, ready for the Canadian Grand Prix, and our first last question mark challenge for the F1 22 GP series here was not a good Saturday then for the Canadians. We got Stroll alongside us on the back row of the grid, so today we're going to try and go aggressive on the strategy here. We're going to try and do medium soft and see if that can carry us a little bit further into the afternoon. Meant to be a nice sunny day, though, here at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Fingers crossed we'll see the same thing in the real-life race this weekend. But yeah, let's get our formation lap done and dusted, and I'll see you guys ready back on the grid. Here we are then, on the grid, ready for the Canadian Grand Prix, though. 5 red lights here in Canada, and it is going to be a very long hold, but it's going to be lights out, and away we go. And not expecting to get the best start in the world as we head down towards turn 1 there, especially on the medium tyres and in the Williams. But look at Albon trying to make a move work there through the first corner. We're just going to sit back and let everyone else go for it, as that clearly hasn't worked out for our teammate there, as Ricciardo and Stroll get together. We almost get ran off the road out of the first chicane here, as look at this, just getting boxed in with the Aston Martins, and we have only made the one spot up off the start then of the Canadian Grand Prix here. Up the inside of Lance, we're going to look as he tries to turn into me. A little bit of contact between myself and our fellow Canadian. But up to P18 then off the start here in Canada. And I think, to be honest, today it's just going to be about trying to hang on early on there. As look at this, there's more carnage as cars going side by side through the chicane there. Ricciardo slow on the exit, so he's just going to be a sitting duck. And another free place for us there, as there we go. Ricciardo going to come back at me to the outside. What is going on here in Canada? Albon just making contact with me there as we try and put the power down out of the hairpin. I'm up to P17 then off the start here. This has got to be one of the most dramatic starts I've had on F1 22 here. As you can just see, we gain on Zhou Guanyu, but he's willing to use a lot more battery on this opening lap here as Max Verstappen leads the way. We've got someone diving into the pit lane. I could not tell you who that was. It's Lando Norris, Lewis Hamilton and Albon. So 3 cars into the pits then at the end of lap 1. We're now up to P15 here of the Canadian Grand Prix, despite starting on those harder tyres. But yeah, Stroll and Vettel now, the last of the runners yet to pit. But we need to just put our head down. I mean, if it's going to be carnage here, who knows what sort of places we can gain as we just skim the wall through the second chicane. I'm going to look around the outside of Zhou Guanyu down at the hairpin. Are we going to be able to put the power down on the exit? This Williams, I've got to be honest, just in the couple of laps I've driven of it, has pretty much zero traction, which is making things fun. Oh, so this, everyone again tripping over each other out of the final chicane. That's going to be another, 4 places gained out of the final corner there, straight up into P12 of the Grand Prix. Look at that from Mick Schumacher. What's that dive down towards someone there? We've got a car trying to look around the outside of us. I think that was Kevin Magnussen on the exit of turn 1 there. But this race is just chaos in the early stages. K-Mag again trying to look for a move. We're going to slam the door shut on that one. Still struggling a little bit with top-end speed. But Kevin Magnussen and Daniel Ricciardo already a long way behind us here. And of course we are going to try and extend this stint a lot longer than anyone else is going to, just because we're on the harder tyres. There is K-Mag and Ricciardo throw away another second swabbling down at the final couple of corners. I don't think unless we get a really nice time safety car, big points are available. Oh, Vettel with issues then in this Grand Prix, as there is just no feel in the rear end of this car at the moment. But yeah, I mean, points are definitely a possibility here, as Tsunoda is right there. As I've only just noticed as well, Bottas, another man on the mediums. So we might have to try and work with the flying fin today. Maybe I've just got a bit too used to the Williams on F1 2021, obviously having so much fun, and the championship is getting very, very close in the Williams RTG here. But yeah, this car I've got a lot less faith and confidence in at the moment. It's still trying to break traction in sort of 5th gear here in the acceleration phases. We are hanging on to the coattails of Schumacher, Tsunoda and Bottas in front. They're having to use a lot of battery to do so. So we have got to be careful because, of course, when they pit, they should have a big advantage for a couple of laps before we should be quicker to the end of the race. It's definitely starting to get a little bit more confident in the car. You see we're able to stick closer to Bottas this time. Oh, Bottas, bit of a lock up there down the end of the back straight as we try and get the power down on the exit and almost loop it round by myself. Yeah, Bottas apparently then just getting a little bit lacking confidence, but when are we going to see Tsunoda and Mick pit? Apparently that's going to be right now then. Mick Schumacher into the pits at the end of lap 7, as well as Esteban Ocon. So for the first time today we will be into the points. There goes Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari. Really looking forward to the Canadian Grand Prix this weekend there, as we are actually going to re-emerge ahead of Sainz in his Ferrari. I don't think we're going to keep him at bay for long. Oh, as here comes Carlos Sainz there. Look at the speed the Ferrari's got. It's like early 2021 days all over again. Carlos Sainz there flies past me. So we head down in through the final chicane there, just try and keep it planted as back end wriggles around on the exit. But a lot more cars into the pit, so we will gain another couple of spots. I think Sainz, yeah, is second currently in this Grand Prix on paper then. Oh, here we go. Sergio Perez exiting out the pit lane right alongside. No, it's not. It's Charles Leclerc exiting out right alongside there. And we will now be in a Ferrari sandwich. The lofty heights, Latifi I don't think ever experienced, unless of course it was one of Ferrari's terrible days in 2020. Look at that, Bottas really trying to defend from Carlos Sainz just up the road here. Charles Leclerc tries to have a look around the outside of us. Bottas loses the spot to Sainz there, right in the worst possible place as Charles Leclerc is just sat having to watch myself and Bottas battle. Is he going to have a look up the inside? Bottas locks up, Sainz locks up, it's all going on there, 3 wide now. We've got a Red Bull of Sergio Perez now, getting into all of the mix as well, so it's all kicking off then. Into the pits we come though at the end of lap 9 here, so a half race distance as there goes George Russell. And are we going to get a nice clean tidy stop here in Canada? Nope, we turned in too late apparently. Luckily the team aren't changing the wing. There's 14 and a half seconds they reckon that pit stop. Not sure about that one, Cody's. So we head back out of the pits though, activate or deactivate the pit limiter even I should say. And now we're going to have one of the fastest cars on the track. Okay, Bottas, for whatever reason, has gone onto hard tyres, so he's pretty much screwed then right the way through to the end of the Grand Prix. And we're going to have to be a whole lot braver than the Finn then to try and make it through on this set of rubber. But surely, yeah, Bottas is just going to have nothing against me at the moment. Is are we going to be able to have a look up the inside into the hairpin? Oh, that's a bit optimistic, I think. But if ever there was going to be a driver to try and pull off something like that. Okay, team liking it. Why have we got a safety car? Carlos Sainz out again! Oh no! Poor Carlos out of the Canadian Grand Prix there, and somehow Bottas does hang on to the position ahead of me. Surely he's going to box again onto softs there. No, he's not. So I think if anyone had stayed out an extra lap, they've definitely gained a big advantage in all of this. But it should help us out as well there, because now it's going to mean we're going to be a lot closer to cars, and we're on fresher, quicker rubber. As there we go, Yuki Tsunoda heading back out of the pit lane, so he's opted to pit again then, I suppose, in this Grand Prix, because I'm pretty certain he was also on a set of softs at the start. So Tsunoda going brave, and now we're going to might have to try and work with Yuki towards the checkered flag. And now we've got the all-new broadcast-style safety car period here, so this is the first time I've seen this on F1 22. Max Verstappen leads the way at the moment ahead of Charles Leclerc and Sergio Perez there, and Alonso El Plan up in 4th place there. Gasly in 5th ahead of both Mercs there, so they've clearly not had the ideal start to this Grand Prix. Mick Schumacher currently still in 8th ahead of Lando Norris, and then Esteban Ocon is, here we go then, end of lap 14. Safety car about to come in at the end of this one. This is a fantastic little feature. Thanks, Mark. Anyway, safety car in then, ready to go racing here from Catalunya, from Canada even, sorry I should say. We've got 4 laps to go, and can we try and make up the places to try and get back up inside the top 10? It is green flag racing there, and the field really hasn't bunched up the way I would hope it has there. We're way off, as Bottas has not kept up with the cars in front there. A lot of the cars towards the front are nicely bunched, but we certainly are not. And now we've got a lot of work to do. So I think Tsunoda might already be on the offensive a little bit further up the road, as he's trying to make a move work on Norris and Esteban Ocon here, but we're still stuck behind Valtteri. Are we going to be able to make a move this time around down at the hairpin? Try not to lock up the fronts, and look at that for a perfect little move there. Similar to what Felipe Massa managed back in this race. I think it was 2008, I want to say. Yeah, back up now into P12 then of the Grand Prix. And is Bottas going to be able to come back at me here? No DRS just yet. Norris and Ocon side by side further up the road. How's that going to fare through the final chicane there as we take way too much curb on the entry? They all make it through. Ooh, Lando Norris seemingly struggling on his medium tyres here. And Yuki Tsunoda is never one that's going to back down from a challenge here. He's going to have a look up the inside of Lando. And are we going to be able to pick them both off on the exit of the corner? Not quite the pair of them. But we will get the run off the corner on Lando Norris. And look at this, we might actually get the run on Yuki Tsunoda. They're down the middle as Lando backs out of it. Tsunoda locks up down into the hairpin. And we are now into the points once more in the Canadian Grand Prix here. Now, of course, the big challenge is to try and hold on. But Ocon, Russell, and I think Mick Schumacher just up the road there. They're still duking it out. Could we get more here? 2 laps to go. Just over 1 lap to go then here from Canada. And now all over the back of Esteban Ocon. He says all over the back. We're actually going to send it again to the inside there. And now up into P9 of the Canadian Grand Prix here. We're still trying to make up places late on in the day. But Ocon, I'm sure, is going to come back in here. He doesn't want to finish behind the Williams in this Canadian GP, as we're just about going to get back in front of him before we get to the end of the straight. As really, I've clicked the wrong button. Well done, Matt. Anyway, let's carry on. We'll pretend that didn't happen there. Activate the DRS out of the final corner here, and 1 lap to go then here from Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. We've still got Russell and Schumacher duking it out just in front of us. And whoa, back end. That's what I mean about this Williams. Never about a car that tries to break free in second gear like that when we're not even on the throttle. But this car is an absolute handful, so to walk away from with points today, I'm going to be very, very happy with, as long as I don't do anything stupid through the final few corners here. But yeah, Russell and Schumacher, if they start battling, we might have an opportunity. As Ocon's dropped back slightly, so no idea what's happened to Esteban Ocon, but he might be falling back into the clutches of Yuki Tsunoda on this final lap there, and that just means we're not going to get close to Mick and George there unless they do something catastrophic through the final few corners. We've just got to keep it clean and tidy as we get towards the checkered flag here. I think it is going to be Max Verstappen who's going to walk away with the win here at the Canadian Grand Prix. Whether that is foreshadowing what we're going to see tomorrow evening as well there. But down in towards the final few corners of the Canadian Grand Prix. Verstappen fastest lap and the race victory there. Sergio Perez goes even faster though right at the end. But out of the final corner, from last on the grid, we're going to bring home Latifi's first points of the year. Thank you very much.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
That's it for another magnificent Canadian Grand Prix, and they've hung on to take a sublime victory here today. So Natalie, what do you think helped them deliver this result?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everybody at the team. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Natalie Pinkham, come on, who do you pick?
Nicholas Latifi gets my vote today.
Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Well, there we are then, guys. The end of the Canadian Grand Prix there, and Max Verstappen walks away with the race victory ahead of Charles Leclerc and Sergio Perez. And yeah, we got driver of the day though from Natalie Pinkham, so very, very happy with that one there. Both myself and Mick Schumacher making big gains as the race went on there. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please do make sure you leave a like and get yourself subscribed. A massive thank you as well for the continued support on the F1 22 content. You know, the full game releases now in about 2 weeks' time. So yeah, we are getting very, very close to the full release. But yeah, that'll do us though for this one, and we'll be back very, very soon with more Formula 1 content. This channel is proudly sponsored by Bybit, the official crypto partner of Red Bull's Formula 1 team. I've been using their platform for my personal crypto savings over the last few months, and when they got in touch to support the channel, I was super excited. Currently, they're offering you guys a special new promo for the first 100 of you to deposit $10 or more onto the platform. You'll get another $10 free. Also, 5 lucky winners will get their initial deposit doubled up to $1,000. That means if you deposited $1,000 onto the platform using my codes below, you could be within a chance to get another $1,000 completely free. We've seen the landscape around crypto drastically change over the last couple of years, and I genuinely believe it holds an important place in our future. However, please be careful as always when trading, as you are liable to lose money. But if you're interested and you're 18 or older, click the link down below to get started and see why Red Bull and myself, as well as thousands of others, trust Bybit as their crypto. None of these videos would be possible without the help of our channel members, so a massive thank you to all of the names you see on your screens currently for helping support the channel. You can join them by clicking the join button down below, and yeah, thank you once again to everyone that continues all the insane support on my work.